Hey folks, it's Marvin Cash, the host of the Articulate Fly, and we're back with another Western North Carolina fishing report with Dale Collins at Tuckaseegee Fly Shop. How you doing, Dale?
Doing great, Marvin. Hope you are.
Just trying to stay out of trouble, and I guess, the good news in your part of the world is that the heat's broken and you're kind of back into more of a seasonable range, right?
Well, that's exactly right. This is the time of year where if you're a weatherman, it's a sweet gig. You just hit the repeat button on the forecast, and it works from now until probably September, unless a hurricane moves through and then maybe changes the pattern for a week or two. But yeah, cooler starts, and then, it heats up and then cools off for the evening, and it's just on repeat right now, and probably a good chance of a storm in there somewhere.
Yeah. And so, we were talking before that, even though you've cooled off a little bit, evening lows are not super cool. So it's probably at that time of the year for trout fishing where you're fishing early and you're fishing late, right?
Exactly. Keep a thermometer with you. When you see it hit the upper 60s, don't be surprised if you're not getting bites, and just go ahead and hit the brakes, and, maybe go find a smallmouth river for the afternoon, or a beer and a burger, and just, enjoy that until the sun goes behind the mountain, starts cooling things off again.
Yeah. And so, obviously kind of in our part of the world in the summertime for trout, terrestrials are great, but do you have any hatches that people should look for first thing in the morning or like right before sunset?
Yeah. We're still seeing, the sulfurs throughout the day, and some caddis. Yellow caddis is still a pretty good game. Olive and gray as well. In the evening, light Cahill's right before dark. And if you find yourself standing in a rain shower, in any of those times, or even, early, late morning, mid-afternoon, whatever, found those terrestrials, and watch what happens.
Yeah, absolutely. And, Matt's a longtime listener, and we touched on smallmouth at the beginning of the report, but, he was like, I don't really have a question, but you guys aren't talking about smallmouth enough. And I think probably now's the time to start, right?
Well, it's perfect timing, because it is, these trout are sweating a little bit. So we have finally this summer, it's getting hot enough where we are looking at smallmouth more than trout. So the bite is on. They're happy. They're certainly going to be holding in the faster water. So I think a lot of people see the word bass and think, oh, warm water, but smallmouth are still a cold water fish. So they're going to behave a lot like trout in terms of where they're sitting right now. They're going to be in the oxygenated water, and you need to get the fly pretty close to them. They're not going to move a long distance to get it. So cover a lot of water if you can, but don't focus on the deep, slow pools. Go ahead and find those ripples and runs where there's oxygen, and you'll find some participating fish.
Yeah. And so, is your preference really, if you're talking about covering water, are you talking about pulling streamers, or are you talking about poppers?
Yeah, you can start with poppers in the morning, but, you definitely want to switch it over to streamers as the sun hits the water. Creelix minnow, man, that's such a good pattern right now for us. There's certainly a lot of great chuck craft patterns out there and whatnot, but my favorite right now is certainly the Creelix.
Yeah, and are you a classic kind of gold and silver guy, or do you like a different color combination?
Yeah, gold and silver is perfect. Yeah, I think it gets enough flash. If you don't have a Creelix, white is certainly one thing they're targeting. So then it doesn't matter if there's shad in your river or not. You're just playing on instincts, and they're gonna chase it.
Yeah, got it. And, in terms of poppers, are you kind of doing that traditional kind of cicada, plop it in there and kind of wiggle it, every 20 or 30 feet? Or are you looking for like more active, say, a wounded minnow popper imitation or a frog?
I like a good 3 to 4 second count between pops. And I don't think the color matters as much as we think it does. I feel like those fish are only seeing a silhouette anyway. So it's a matter of getting the legs to move, making the popping sound, and the pause. Even on the streamers, all our strikes come on that pause. So if you're not giving your streamer any pause, or the popper any pause, like just hammering it nonstop, then I think it's going to spook them. We just see more of those strikes come on the pause than any other.
Got it. And, folks, we love questions on the Articulate Fly. You can email them to us. You can DM us on social media. You can drop them in the comments to our social media posts. And if we use your question, I will send you some Articulate Fly swag. And we are in a drawing for something cool from the shop at the end of the season. And, Dale, before I let you go, you want to let folks know your 3 locations, hours, and all that kind of good stuff?
Absolutely. We are Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. And we're located in downtown Waynesville. Drive a little further west, you can hit us up in downtown Silva, the North Carolina trout capital. And then finally out west in Bryson City. So we got a big brown trout statue out front in front of us. So can't miss it. And great coffee surrounding all these locations, and certainly good craft beer too.
Yeah, absolutely. And, folks, you owe it to yourself to get out there and catch a few. Tight lines, everybody. Tight lines, Dale.
You too, Marvin.